Okay. Good morning, respected teachers, guests, proud parents, and beloved students. Welcome to the students' individual presentation for Year 6 culminating project. Thank you for coming today. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. I am Ibu Devi, and I will be your moderator for this session. After going through the journey of primary school for these past 6 years, all year 6 students will go through a culminating project. This project also is a medium for students to demonstrate their technical competencies that have developed throughout the years. They investigated the needs of the community and then proposed an action plan in order to solve the issues. And today, they will present their journey from the past 6 months in doing this project. Before we begin the individual students' presentation, let me give you a picture of what to expect for the next hour to hour. We have a few students of year 6 here that will present their culminating project. Each student will have a maximum of 10 minutes, and after all the presenters are done, we will open a question and answer session. The audiences are more than welcome to ask questions to the presenters during the Q&A session using the chat room. This year's theme for the project is Impactful Action for a Sustainable Future. The team is aiming to achieve their targeted competencies and dimensions. And we see this culminating project as one of the ways to elevate the students' creativity by solving issues that they present in their city. Okay, I think that's enough to briefly explain the concept of the culminating project. Now, let's get on the presentation part. On the third session, we have here today Sigi, Alanna, Mahardika, Kareem, Khalifa, Rasyid, Mikail Rasyefki, Lakeesha, Amanda Tjhin, Neil, Mahardika, Widyastoto, and also Adlinka Vox Laughlin. Okay. Okay, now without any further ado, please give a warm welcome to our first presenter, Sigi, Alanna, Mahardika.
Hi, my name is Sigi and my CP topic is about food waste in the restaurant industry. Next, please. The issue. I saw that food waste is a very common issue in our daily lives and it will most likely always happen, but that doesn't mean it's impossible to reduce it. This is because the issue is quite often overlooked so that people don't realize the impact it has. It contributes to the climate crisis and it also wastes the resources and efforts put into producing the food. Next, please. Issue background. According to Bappenas, Indonesia has produced an estimated 23 to 48 million tons of food waste per year. So from that we can see that it's a very common and widespread issue in Indonesia, but it doesn't make sense because we still have a malnutrition and hunger issue as well. So we tend to take our abundance of resources for granted. Next, please. For my SMART goal, I wanted to make people more aware of food waste because it's an issue that affects many things that we aren't aware of. I want to do it by making a campaign in the form of videos, posters, and in social media. Measurable, I'm tracking my progress using notes and slides, and I know I will have succeeded if I completed my project and I can make people more aware of this issue. I know it's achievable because I can start with research and find sources with specific info to help me understand the issue and make a way to make a way for people to understand it as well. This is relevant to me because food is very necessary for life, and the food that is wasted had so much more potential. For time bound, I'm starting with my background knowledge, such as interviewing experts and finding information, to then help to make my product. Next, please. Survey. I conducted a survey of 120 people to understand the average person's grasp of the issue. I asked, do you know what food waste is? 7.5% said they didn't know or are unsure, and 80% don't know how much food is wasted by restaurants. I also asked what their habits of ordering at restaurants. Next, please. I asked about things such as food banks and other solutions that they may know. What I got from my survey is that even though thankfully a lot of people are already aware of the issue, they don't always know about the impacts and the solutions of it, and sometimes their actions don't reflect their knowledge. Next, please. Interview. I interviewed experts for a better understanding. The first person is Yudrila Jacob, who's the owner of Portacam Cafe. He said that restaurants being more aware of food waste can actually help them with their, um, it won't negatively impact their revenue, and it can actually help them save the environment as well. He has a very low food waste percentage, only 5%, but even though he does all those things, it's still very difficult to get it to 0%. Next, please. The second person is Andika Darwin and Dini Sunardi. They are owners of Oleander Bakery, Roti Nagat, Gudang Roti, and Oldie Pizzeria. They said, like I said previously, it's nearly impossible for any food business to have 0% of food waste at all. Some things are technical, such as in people's heads, if the food isn't made or the bread isn't baked on the same day, it's not going to be high quality, even though sometimes that isn't always the case. Next, please. Next, please. For my trip, I went to Gardapangan in Surabaya, which is oh no, the previous slide before this. Yeah. I interviewed a food bank co-founder, Eva Bakhtiar, to understand what food goes through. She said that they get it from their donators, such as hotels and other food businesses. Then they process it and they can redistribute it to people who actually need it. She thinks that sometimes food waste is a necessary evil because it can be a little difficult and too tiring for the average person to think about. Next, please. Trip. For my trip, I went to Garapan in Surabaya to see the process that the food goes through. What they did is they did a food rescue, which is they get donations of food that is still eatable or edible from larger businesses if they don't know what to do with it. They pick it up, they sort it through, they reheat it, and they have a lot of safety and health precautions before then finally distributing it. Next, please. For my action, I made a campaign regarding food waste on social media at Food Responsibility on Instagram. I also made a campaign at school with posters and displaying a video in the library to educate my peers at school. Next, please. Another action I did was workshop at school so that my closest environment could feel the impact directly. Me and one of my partners taught the GA staff how to make compost from food waste from the canteen so that when we leave, our impact could still stay. Next, please. Product. As a product, I made a video documenting my research and my journey to give it in the simplest way so that people don't think this issue is something boring to learn about. It's on the Instagram I mentioned previously. Next, please. I did a product testing to see what people thought. Most of them said positive results, but some people wanted to see a bit more information. So I added that information to hopefully answer their questions. Next, please. Next, please. Conclusion. From my research with this project, I think that this issue still needs more awareness, especially on the solutions and its impact and contribution to the climate crisis. The best solution to big issues is small, constant ones. So, changing small habits in your life can make a big difference. Next, please. As my reflection, I think this was fun and I managed to learn a lot from it and a lot of information about the issue as well. It pushed me to do things I was nervous to do. The dimension I have improved on is action oriented, open minded, and committed. The thing I can improve on is better preparation on explanation and research on composting. Next, please. Overall, I think I really enjoyed this project. Thank you for listening and thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you, Sigi, for sharing your journey. Please give her a virtual round of applause using chat room. Moving on the next presenter, please welcome Kareem, Khalifa, Rasyid.
Hello, my name is Kareem from Serpong Year 6, and this is my co-writing project about cyberbullying. Next, please. Issue. My issue is about cyberbullying, and I chose this issue because I saw someone getting cyberbullied online and I want to find a solution. Next, please. For background knowledge, cyberbullying is a type of bullying online to cause anxiety or physical, economic, or academic harm to the victim. Next, please. SMART goal. Next, please. Specific. I want to find a way to solve cyberbullying and create a survey if they agree to stop it. I did it in my free or spare time at home and school. I want to do this because I've seen cyberbullying happen and people's lives got ruined because of cyberbullying. Next, please. Measurable. I tracked my progress by making a slide and fill everything I did in a commenting project. The indicators of success are research, interview, and surveys to find the answers to the research questions I made. Next, please. Achievable. 3 steps that can help me reach my goal are research, interviewing, and making a survey. Creating a product and donating money to a cyberbullying organization can help me reach my goal. Next, please. Relevant. This is important to me because people's lives are ruined because of cyberbullying. Next, please. Time bound. I will start making my product when I finish my product design and reach my goal when my product is published and bought. My deadline for this project is in May. Next, please. Product. The product I made for this project are t-shirts with cyberbullying quotes on them. I chose this as my product because it is one of the easiest ways to spread awareness about cyberbullying. Next, please. This is my interviewee, Ibu Devi. She is a counselor for primary in Serpong. In the interview, she told me the effects of cyberbullying, why people cyberbully, and examples of cyberbullying. Next, please. I also made a survey and asked 50 people questions about cyberbullying. Based on the survey, 14 out of 50 people have been cyberbullied, and I also learned that cyberbullying is dangerous to kids and it can cause them to cyberbully other people. Next, please. Research result. From researching my research question, I learned that girls aged 15 to 17 would have more likely to experience cyberbullying than girls aged 12 to 14. I also learned why people cyberbully other people and how to prevent cyberbullying. Next, please. This is my mentor, Pak Robi. Next. Conclusion. In conclusion, cyberbullying is dangerous. It can cause mental health issues, increase stress, anxiety, depression, low esteem, and suicide. So I want to find a way to solve it. I decided to make a shirt with quotes about cyberbullying. The way it can help to solve the issue is by spreading information. They will read the shirts and will be informed about cyberbullying. With the money I got from the shirts, I will donate it to a cyberbullying organization. Next, please. Reflection. I improved my dimension innovative because for the first time I learned how to make a t-shirt design and got to make shirts. So I know how hard it is to make a profit from selling items. I also got new knowledge of why people cyberbully so I can help prevent and stop it. Next, please. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Kareem, for sharing your journey. And please give him a virtual round of applause using the chat room. Now, let us moving to the next presenter. Please welcome Mikail Rasyefki.
Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mikail Rasyefki, and I'm going to show you about my presentation. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mikail Rasyefki, and also I'm going to. Okay. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. Main issue about cyberbullying. I chose cyberbullying to understand. No, go back. Go back. Okay. To understand more about how cyberbullying affected victim, what factor people do cyberbullying, how to prevent and overcome the bullying itself. Next, background knowledge. Cyberbullying is the use of technology to harass, threaten, embarrass, or target another person. Online threats and mean, aggressive, or rude texts, tweets, posts, or messages all count. Cyberbullying affected many students in Indonesia. Referred from UNICEF, a poll of 2,777 Indonesian young people aged from 14 to 24 found that 45% reported they have experienced cyberbullying. Two boys reported slightly higher rates than girls, about 49% compared to 41%. The most common types of cyberbullying, according to 1,207 respondents in new report, are harassment through chatting applications, 45% unauthorized spread of personal photo or video, 41%, and other types of harassment, 14%. Aggressive behaviors among youth, including violence and bullying, are associated with an increased risk of psychiatric disorder across the life course, poor social functioning, and educational outcomes. Up to 40% of child suicides in Indonesia are related to bullying, according to former Social Affairs Minister Khalifa in the Parawansa. Next. SMART goal. Specific. Several reasons to create a video for this project are to raise awareness, provide information, empower people, and prevent cyberbullying, to make a safer online community. Measurable. Make a timeline to keep on track so I can reach my goal, finish on time in 3 months. 3 months. and meet expectations. Achievable. Step 1, make a timeline to stay focused on make progress. Step 2, make a plan and research. Step 3, collect data and information. Next. Okay, SMART goal. Oh, wait, whoops. Realistic. Every effort I made within 3 months. Hopefully, I could reach my goal and make a good project. Yeah. Time bound. I started to research and surveyed in February. Met the expert in March, and I have to finish all before May. Next. Research. Between February to March 2023, I conducted the research in form of a survey to 84 respondents. The profile of the respondents is as below: 10 to 40-year-old, 27.7%, 15 to 20 years old are 19.3%, and above 21 years old are 53%. Respondents most from above 21 years old living in the cities have access to internet, and gender is almost equal. Have you experienced our bullying? Um, for 57.1% of people says no, 10.7% people say I don't know, and 32.1% of people say yes. 32% or 27 people of my respondents claim that they have experienced cyberbullying. Next. Okay. What do you feel when you experience cyberbullying? Like 66.3% says others, and 21.7% are sad, and 12% are angry. 22% or 18 people of my respondents said they are sad, and another 12% said they were angry. While most have mixed feelings when they experience cyberbullying. Meet the expert. I met and interviewed an expert to get the solution and another perspective from my project. And as part of my research, Ibu Tasha in India, Chandra, a children clinic psychologist from Spectrum Bintaro. Next. The QR code video is right there if you want to. Next. Conclusion. Cyberbullying is an action to harass, humiliate, threaten, or intimidate someone, including spreading rumors or lies, sharing embarrassing or private information, making hurtful comments, or sending threatening messages on digital platforms. Cyberbullying can have serious conclusions for the victim, including depression, anxiety, and even suicide. It is important to it's important to take cyberbullying seriously and to take steps to prevent and respond to it. Next. Reflection. After working on this project, I have been knowledge about cyberbullying, and I know how to face and prevent it. If I or someone in my community have experienced cyberbullying, I hope this project can give people awareness, education, and help the dimension that I have improve our action oriented and caring. I have to be careful with all my actions in the future and help my community who have experienced cyberbullying. Next. Next. Next.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that's it.
Mikail, for sharing your journey. Okay, please give him a virtual round of applause using chat room. Now, let us moving on the next presenter. Please welcome Lakeesha, Amanda, Tjhin.
Hello, my name is Keisha. Hello, my name is Keisha from Mikail Serpong. I'm going to present my chat slide. Next, please. Uh, the issue that I chose is animal abuse. Animal abuse is when someone hurts an animal in any type of way, and it's not nice, and we should stop it. Next, please. My SMART goal. Next, please. Specific. My goal is to raise awareness about animal abuse because it's wrong. Next, please. Measurable. How I try to process slides and notebooks and other things to track what I need to do for this project. Next, please. Achievable. The steps that I need to do to accomplish this project. First, I need to brainstorm, then research, survey, and interview, and finally making my product, which is an online digital book. Next, please. Realistic. This is important for me because I dealt with animal abuse in my life with it. And this is important because I really hate it. And animals also needs to be respected as well as humans. Next, please. Time bound. This is the months that I need to accomplish. Next, please. Research. This is the research that I found from searching from the internet. One or two facts about the research is over 10 million animals in the US are abused to death, and 97% of animal cruelty cases come from this. Next, please. My interview. One of the interviews that I did is with Dr. Abihilal Zikram Daim. He is a veterinarian who helps animals in need. The interview was about his personal experiences with animal abuse that are injured and need help. Next, please. My other interview is with Burisa. She is a cat rescuer, and the interview was about how she rescues the cats and how she takes care of them. Next, please. My trip. One of my field trips that I went to is to Maria's Stray Home. She is a pet owner shelter. She helps dogs that are in need and put them in her shelter. interview was about how she takes care and provides the dog's needs and what are the obstacles to running a shelter. Next, please. My survey. My survey is about animal abuse and the person's experience, their own personal experiences on animal abuse. These are some of the results from the survey I did. Next, please. This is also another result from my survey. Next, please. My action. One of the actions that my friends and I did is making a merch store. So we products and we sell them in the store. So and people can also give donations. So the plan is we sell the merch and we get the money to buy dog and cat food to give to the shelter. Next, please. Volunteering shelter. My friends and I were volunteering for a dog shelter, but unfortunately, one of the shelters that we've been through, my stray home, is closed due to renovation. So we have to find another shelter to take care of, provide for. This is the cat shelter, and please. Next. My product. My product is a digital book, fiction book about a dog that was abused and trying to find its forever home. That's the link and that's the QR code. Please. In conclusion, animal abuse is bad, and we really need to stop it. The process of making this project is hard because of the challenges. The challenges are writing the book over again, so mistakes, and making the stickers and volunteering. How I overcome. How I overcome the problem is focusing on the work I had. Next, please. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay, thank you, Lakeesha, for sharing your journey. Please give her a virtual round of applause using chat room. And now let us moving on to the next presenter. Please welcome Neil Mahardika Widyastoto.
Hello everyone, my name is Nail and I will present my culminating project. Next slide please. So for the issue, as you know, there are many people who smoke and I know that smoking is not a healthy habit and it will affect others too. So I decided to choose smoking as my issue. This is my SMART goal. My goal is SMART because specific. I want many people in Indonesia to stop smoking. Measurable. This project has the steps of research, survey, interview, and product making. Achievable. My product is distributed in social media and family group. Relevant. Because some people I know in my environment already tried to stop smoking but failed. Time bound. I will finish my project in the beginning of May. Next slide, please. Mentoring session. Here, here are some pictures of my mentoring session. Next slide, please. Next, product making process. Next slide, please. So this is the CP process. First, I do diskusi tema, then I do research, and then survey. After that, interview, then product making. Next slide, please. Research. First, I research about the ingredients of cigarette. Then I research about the effect. Later, my dad told me that there's electric cigarette. So I research about that too. Next slide, please. Survey. For the survey, I made survey about what learning method that people like the most. So I can understand how people will more interesting to my product. And turns out people like video the most. Next slide, please. Interview expert. For the expert, I interview a internist specialist doctor. His name is Eden. He tells me many things that is detailed about the effect of smoking for health. And here you can see a photo that I took with him. Next slide, please. Interview smokers. For another interview, I interviewed two smokers. Those are my parent, friend, and my neighbor. Their names is Om Rani and Om Raki. I interviewed smokers to know why they smoke and what they feel when smoking, and etc. Next slide, please. Because of the survey result is that people like video the most to learn about new things. So I create a 7-minute video. And this is the channel I use to share that video. Next slide, please. To watch the video, you can scan the first barcode for the channels and second barcode for the video. Testing for a little public. Before I officially launch the product, I do a testing for a little public. And here's what they said. Next slide, please. A reflection. After doing this culminating project, I think I still need to better manage my time because I am really being serious with this project started in April. which is almost the due of the CP. Next slide, please. So thank you for listening to my presentation. That's all from me. Bye.
Okay, thank you, Neil. Thank you for sharing your journey. Please give him a virtual
Thank
round of applause using chat room. Hey. Now, let us moving on to the next presenter. Please welcome Adlinka Vox Laughlin.
Hi, my name is Adlinka. My CP topic is animal abuse, and my mentor is Buduma. Next slide, please. Issue. The issue for this project is about animal abuse because I have animals at home and I like animals, and because there is a lot of animals that gets abused every day. This issue is important to me because I have animals at home. And I want to raise awareness to people to stop animal abuse. Next slide, please. My SMART goal. Next slide. Specific goal. I want to make people stop doing animals because how it affects the animals, and by raising awareness because how bad it is. I want to make a book about top 10 worst cases of animal abuse so they can know what it's like to be an animal, like get abused. Please. My real goal. I will track my progress by taking notes, using a calendar to remind me and making a timeline. Next, please. Achievable goal. Steps that I did to reach my goal. Making a research questions, conducting survey interview, making a SMART goal, and making the product. Next slide, please. Realistic goal. I made a book and a T-shirt, so I can sell it and create awareness to people, friends, and family. And with the money that I used to sell the books, the T-shirt, I'm gonna give the money to animal shelters. So I'm gonna buy dog food and cat food and give it to the animal shelters. Next slide, please. Time bound. Um, January until May, I did brainstorming the issue, finalizing the issue, research question, SMART goal, do some research, interview, survey, create a product, action proposal presentation, planning for action, thinking action, creating a slide presentation, and I had a little break and I did reflection, exhibition preparation, and CP exhibition. Next slide, please. Research. Animal abuse can be precursor to abuse and violence towards animals or complement of domestic violence. Pets are often abused as a way to demonstrate power and control over by threatening, harming, or sadly even killing the animal. Next slide, please. Interview. I interviewed Burisa, and she actively rescue stray cats from the streets. Interview results. Burisa explained about her action to rescue cats and bringing the cats to the vet, taking care of the cats. Her expectations. She expected that all cats will survive when she rescued the cats, but actually not all the cats survive. Next slide, please. And I interviewed another person called Dr. Abi Hilal. He is veterinarian. He helps the animals that gets abused every day. The interview results. He explained about his actions. to help the animals that gets abused. Next slide, please. Survey. I conducted a survey for 75 respondents about their understanding of the issue about animal abuse. Next slide, please. Survey. This is some of the pictures of the survey. Next slide, please. Trip to Maria's stray home. Keisha and I went to Maria's stray home to interview the owner and ask her some questions. The the problem, the owner has to pay lots of money every month to take care of the dogs in the shelter. So we decided to help the dogs in the shelter. But sadly, this shelter had to close due to purpose reasons. So we had to find a different shelter to help and volunteer. Next slide, please. Um, Next slide, please. Um, Next slide, please. Um, can you change it to the next slide?
Okay, wow. So for your project, Adlinka just visit Maria Stray Home ya. Oke, I'm going to ask you a question. Uh, I'm going to. I think the screen is
No,
clear
the
now.
slide is not yet
Oh,
done.
okay. I think the operator still need time to help you. Okay, this is your screen.
Here's some of the pictures. Um,
In my screen is the photos when you visit Maria Stray Home.
yeah, this
This is
is
the
the pictures when we got
okay.
to my museum. Can you please go to the next slide? Go to the okay. My action is to help the animals in the shelter. So we decided to raise the money by selling and donating merchandises. We raised 2 million Indonesian money from all the merchandises. These are the pictures of the merchandises. Next slide, please. This is my second action. For my action, I went to the animal shelter, the other animal shelter, and gave some food to the animals there. We donated 40 kilograms of cat food and 60 kilograms of dog food. This is the picture. Next slide, please. Here's some more pictures of the animal shelter. Next slide, please. Product. My product is about top 10 cases of animal abuse. I made this book to raise awareness to people or maybe strangers and my family and friends. Next slide, please. This is the QR code for the book. Product testing. Um, I made a survey and send it to people so I can know what's their understanding about the animal abuse. Here's the pictures. Next slide, please. Conclusion and reflection. My conclusion is that animal abuse is bad, and I thought that all animals can live when they get abused, but actually not all live. My reflection. I learned a lot during making my CP project. And my challenges is when I had to make the product because it took a very long time to do. Next slide, please. Thank you for listening to my CP presentation.
Okay, thank you Adlinka for sharing your journey. Okay, please give her a virtual round of applause using chat room. Okay, with that, all the presenters have done presenting their journey. And next up, I would like to invite audiences to ask questions to the presenters, and let's begin the Q&A session. Audiences, with all the presenters have done presenting their journey, next up, I would like to invite the audiences to ask questions to the presenters. Audiences, please feel free to ask the presenters and write it on the chat room. Okay, good job, kids. Okay, anyone? You can give the presenters questions about related to their topics or maybe about their journey. Okay, well done, Adlinka, said Ibu Indri. Okay, if there's, I'm going to give you guys a question. The question is, I'm going to ask, sorry. So there is a question from Ibu Indri Tamara. Do you implement your topic in your daily life? I think this question is for, I'm going to ask this question for Sigi. Sigi, do you implement your topic in your daily life?
Yeah, kayak misalnya, for example, if I have to bring lunch or snack for school, I usually discuss with my parents the correct portion so I don't waste my food.
Okay, so you implement your topic with in your daily life by asking your parents to discuss about the portion of the food. Yeah, that's a great idea. Sometimes my students also have that kind of issues while their parents bring there are a lot of portion for their snacks, so and then they cannot finish it and just throw it the food. So sad. Okay, now how about for Lakeesha, do you implement your topic on your in your daily life?
Not really, but usually if like someone is cruel to an animal that I really respect, I usually disagree of what they're doing, but usually that turns into a fight instead. So not really.
Not really. Okay, that's okay. Maybe in the other time you can implement your topic in your daily life. Okay, let's move to the next question. From Ibu Agrifina Chandra. The question is, what is your favorite things or moments during the CP project? I think this question can be answered by all the students here. Start from Adlinka. What is your favorite things moment during the CP project?
Thank you for that question. I think it's when I had to visit the animal shelter and giving the food to the animal shelter.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I don't know what to say.
Okay, so your favorite moment is when you visit the animal shelters. Now I'm going to ask Neil. Neil, what is your favorite things or moment during the CP project?
When making the video,
Making the video
yeah.
about your campaign. Oh,
Mm.
okay. Thank you, Neil. Next, I'm going to ask Lakeesha. Lakeesha, what is your favorite moment during the CP project?
The trips and interview, the ground research.
Oh, when you are working with the research, with the interview, something like that? Okay. How about Sigi? Sigi, what is your favorite things or moments during the CP project?
Doing the trips and the interviews because I get to go to different places.
Okay, when you visit and visit the many places and interview, yeah. How about how about Mikael? What is your favorite things or moments during the CP project?
My favorite things are I met an expert and can talk many things, and also when I have done my project. Those are my favorite things.
Okay. And how about Karim? What is your favorite moments during the CP project, Karim?
My favorite my favorite moment was making my product design and making my products.
Oh, making the product and design, making the design, yeah. Okay, thank you all for answering the question from Ibu Egi. Now let's move to the question from Rahlia Palora Sitinjak. Oh, I think this is Leah from year 3 ya. The question is, apa kendala paling susah saat mengerjakan? What is the most challenging moment when you working with your CP project? Okay, I think I will ask Neil. This question for
Uh,
Neil. What is the most challenging moment when you working with your CP project?
hmm,
Ada ada nggak yang sulit mungkin atau menantang? Something challenging, the challenge you, or maybe you almost give up. This is too hard for me.
hmm, uh, when making the video also.
Oh, when working with the video, making the video is uh, the most memorable moment and also the most challenging moment ya for Neil.
Yes.
Okay. Next, how about for Karim? What is the most challenging moment or part
My
during you
challenging
working at?
my challenging moment was using my time correctly because uh, uh, I did my thing. I was late to do my product, so I was doing it last minute.
Oh, I think it's about time management ya.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Karim, for sharing. The last one, I think I would like to ask Adlinka. Adlinka, what is your most challenging moment when you work with this CP project?
Probably when the most challenging moment is when I had to find the animal shelter or finding the right type of food for the animals in the animal shelter and making the book. Also
Oh,
finding the perfect time to make the book and the animal shelter. Yeah.
okay. So many hard moments that you face when you work with this CP, but wow, good job. You can finish it now, guys. Okay, do you still have any question here? I think we can answer the question from Ibu Amelia Selviana. Kondisi paling seru saat mengerjakan CP ini. Oke, aku bacakan. I'm going to read you the question from Ibu Amelia Selviana. What is the most The most fantastic moment when you work with this CP project? I think I will ask Sigi.
The most fantastic moment is when I finished it.
When you finish it. Okay, it's finally. Okay, how about Karim? How about Karim? Oh,
Uh,
Karim.
Karim
No,
kayaknya left deh.
Oh yeah. I
I
think
think
there's.
he's not in the Zoom anymore. I don't think he's in
Okay,
the
now.
Zoom anymore.
Okay, I will ask Mikail Rasyefki then. What is the most your favorite moment then when you working with your CP?
Same as always when I finish my project.
When you finish the project, okay. Baiklah. Okay. Thank you everyone for sharing your journey. Thank you audiences for asking the question for the kids. All right. Uh, Now it's very delightful to see such impactful and powerful projects of all presenters during CP presentations. Let's give all the presenters another virtual round of applause and words of encouragement for their achievement. And before we end the session, I would like to remind you I would like to remind you all that CP Talk will continue to another session, and please check the YouTube channel of Sekolah Cikal Official for adult talks. The communicating project event doesn't stop today, and we hope to see you all again later this afternoon. Lastly, I would like to say thank you one more time to all the audiences here today, the mentors, fellow students, proud parents, and respected guests. Thank you for having me as your guest, as your host. Good afternoon. Bye. Thank you, kids. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.